What if everything you believe about self-made success is wrong? In Outliers, Malcolm Gladwell digs into the real backstories of hockey stars, Bill Gates, and plane crash investigations to prove that extraordinary success is never just about talent or hard work alone. By the end of this video, you'll understand the hidden forces, birthdays, birth years, culture, even how you count numbers, that quietly decide who gets to become exceptional. Let's break it down, chapter by chapter. Gladwell opens by asking why some people become wildly successful, while equally talented people don't. His answer? We love stories about lone geniuses, but real success is shaped by things totally outside a person's control, like the year they were born or the town they grew up in. Think about it like a plant. Even the tallest oak tree needed the right soil, weather, and sunlight. It didn't grow tall in a vacuum. Gladwell argues that if we only study the individual and ignore their environment, we're missing the whole story. This sets up the entire book. Every chapter after this one reveals a different hidden ingredient behind extraordinary achievement. Gladwell tells the story of Canadian junior hockey, where most elite players were born in January, February, or March. That's not magic. It's because the league's age cutoff is January 1st, so kids born early in the year are almost a year older and bigger than kids born in December of the same age group. Being slightly bigger at age 9 gets a kid picked for the All-Star team, which means better coaching and more practice, which makes them even better next year. Gladwell calls this the Matthew effect. The rich get richer. A tiny head start, repeated over years, turns into a massive gap, like a snowball that starts the size of a fist and turns into a boulder by the bottom of the hill. Gladwell's most famous idea is that becoming truly world-class at something, whether it's music or coding, takes roughly 10,000 hours of practice. But the catch is almost nobody gets the chance to rack up those hours. The Beatles didn't become legendary just from talent. Before they were famous, they played marathon 8-hour sets nearly every night in Hamburg, Germany, logging insane amounts of stage time most bands never get. Bill Gates wasn't just a smart kid. He happened to attend one of the only schools in the world in 1968 with a computer terminal you could use anytime, letting him program for thousands of hours before college. Gladwell's point is that genius needs a runway. You can't hit 10,000 hours of practice if the world never hands you the opportunity to start. You'd think the smartest people always rise to the top, but Gladwell shows that IQ works more like height in basketball. You need enough of it, but more doesn't automatically make you more successful. He compares Christopher Langan, a man with a jaw-dropping IQ who ended up working as a bouncer, to Robert Oppenheimer, the physicist who led the atomic bomb project despite being merely very smart, not off the charts brilliant. The difference was something Gladwell calls practical intelligence, knowing how to read people, negotiate, and work a system, which Oppenheimer learned growing up privileged, and Langan never got the chance to learn growing up poor. It's like two people with the same size engine, but only one of them was ever taught how to drive in traffic. Raw brain power, without the social skills to use it, often goes nowhere. Gladwell then makes a surprising claim. The culture you're raised in shapes behavior so deeply it can literally determine whether a plane crashes. He looks at Korean Air's rough safety record in the 1990s and traces it to a cultural trait called high power distance, where junior crew members were raised to never directly contradict a superior, even the pilot. So, when something went wrong, a co-pilot might hint softly instead of shouting a clear warning, and by the time the captain understood, it was too late. Once the airline retrained pilots to communicate bluntly in the cockpit, ignoring old hierarchy habits, their safety record transformed. It's a powerful example of how invisible cultural rules, not individual skill or bravery, can be a matter of life and death. Ever wonder why students from certain Asian countries often outperform others in math? Gladwell points to something surprising: rice farming. Growing rice is brutally demanding work that never really stops. Farmers who work a little harder and smarter each season get a meaningfully better harvest. Unlike, say, wheat farming, where extra effort has limited payoff. Gladwell argues that centuries of this all-or-nothing effort built a cultural habit of grinding through tough, repetitive problems without giving up, a mindset that transfers directly to math homework. He adds a fun detail, too. In languages like Mandarin, number words are shorter and more logical, like saying 10-1 for 11, which makes early math easier to learn and remember. Put together, it's not that any group is innately better at math, it's that culture and even language quietly stack the deck. In the final big idea, Gladwell tells the story of Marita, a student at the KIPP Academy in the Bronx, to argue that success isn't fixed by background. It can be rebuilt with the right structure. Researchers found that poor and wealthy kids actually learn at similar rates during the school year. But poor kids fall dramatically behind every summer because they lack the same access to books, camps, and learning at home. KIPP's solution was almost brutally simple: extend the school day and year dramatically, giving kids like Marita far more hours of structured learning to close that gap. Marita has to give up weekends, evenings, and a normal childhood social life to attend, which is her hard bargain, but it works. A lesson is that the invisible legacies holding people back, like the Matthew effect from earlier, aren't destiny. They can be deliberately rebuilt with enough time and the right system. The big idea behind Outliers is simple but game-changing. Nobody succeeds purely on their own merit. Timing, culture, and hidden opportunities quietly shape every success story, which means we can build better systems to give more people that same lucky shot. If this breakdown helped you see success differently, subscribe for more book summaries that dig into the ideas actually worth remembering.